Hey guys, I'm RiggyRob, and welcome back to Citizen Sleeper. So, last time we entered the world of Citizen Sleeper and we found out that the sleepers are artificial bodies that people have stored their consciousness inside, and they're treated very much like second or even third class citizens compared to the human characters. We met quite a few people, Dragos, Feng, Emphis, as well as a few others, and we've got quite a few goals in mind. But the main thing is there is a clock ticking down, there is a hunter protocol that is trying to chase after us. The more time we spend in the data cloud area doing data cloud stuff, the more likely it is the hunter will find us. We do have a few goals, but we'll get back into the game here. Now, I don't fully know when exactly this game will end. I have a feeling it will probably be with the 10-day or 10-cycle countdown, but there are quite a lot of sub-objectives to do, and I think I mentioned last time that I'm pretty sure you won't be able to do all of the side objectives in one playthrough. But I'm kind of planning to do this as one playthrough and then move on to Citizen Sleeper 2. So, if it turns out that we get very close to the end of Citizen Sleeper 1, we finish it off early next time in the next session, we'll just move straight on to Citizen Sleeper 2. And there might even be a way to carry over the class we have, the skills, the stats. I don't know. We'll see. Also, it is very hot in the UK, and people may remember around about this time last year is when my Switch started crashing because of the heat. Because we are still playing on an original 2017 Switch. It's not a Switch OLED, it's not a Switch with the improved battery, I don't think, either. So we'll see how the performance goes, so it might have to be a shorter one for today. So, we do have an upgrade point available, but because I want the instant karma feat, the upgrade path, it takes 2 upgrade points to get to it. We might be able to get Icebreaker, because we already have a +1 point for that, but I'm kind of aiming for the reroll of dice. Our current goal is to build a ship mind, and we're hoping to get 3 drives in one there. So Neovend needs a ship mind, we need to build a ship mind for the Auto Exchange, and then we're also trying to fix the ambergris, which is where Ankita also needs a ship mind. So we build a ship mind, we put Neovend into it, we give it to Ankita, solves 3 problems at once, hopefully. So yeah, so empty container. We have 2 more cycles left remaining. Energy is fairly low, so we should probably go somewhere so that we can get some cryo, because we have no cryo for the energy. Because it's a new cycle, I'm assuming that these 2 new slots here for ships have opened up more salvage, which is what we need for the ship mine fragments. But this one on the left is new, so let's have a look-see. Merchant Freighter. Repeatable action. Buy ship mine fragment. The merchants have acquired a couple of rare ship mine fragments and they are selling them at a high price, 60 cryo. Ship mine fragments are hard to come by, but the system merchants can only source a couple at a time. And then the merchants are offloading goods. The merchants haggle with stevedores and pilots as they try to get their goods into the bright market. So if you have 120 cryo, you can just buy the ship fragments. It solves the problem for you. And we already have 1, so we just need to do this twice. That fulfills the 3 ship mine fragment. Now, the locked action, haggle over prices. You and the merchants know these fragments are overpriced, but are they willing to admit it? You'll get 1 chance to see. However, a skill upgrade is required for engage. So, if we back off, engage. All cryo actions are discounted by 20%. Now that's not actually that good, considering it's going to take 1, 2, 3, 4 upgrade points potentially just to get to Obsessive Haggler. But it is an action that is locked out for us, and nothing else has been locked out so far. Limited supply. Well, the limited supply will be replaced by something else that'll be cheaper though. So, but no cryo for us there. Salvage sortie. It takes several cycles to reach the starward belt and return loaded with scrap from the old wrecks. Okay, so if that has another 4-day countdown cycle clock, then whatever happens on the next couple of cycles here for hunted, we still have some time after that. Okay, good. Alright, so just to double check, the ambergris still needs the ship mined core. We have 1 fragment of 3. Now, we do need to get some cryo. So 15 and 10, 25. We can spend a 6 dice on that. This is the thing for Neovend. Oh, that's what it's going to be. You are going to have to make the choice between a ship mined core here and a ship mined core here. Right. So my idea isn't going to work then. Okay. But I still think Neovend is an interesting character to go for. So, this one, predictive reasoning, we can get plus 19 cryo, but that's less than the 25 we could get if we max out the other one. Sabine's surgery costs 100 cryo for a stabilizer, which we don't need because we have one already and we can use it later. There, we need 3 ship mine fragments. Emphis' stall, need 15 cryo for that. And then the other thing is we unlocked low end. So this is Sabine's apartment complex. We need Yatagan data for this. We've not got any Yatagan data. The low-end district, so we can get plus energy, but we could also lose energy. And we can get low-ender for playing Tavla, but that'll cost cryo most likely. And then there's another one all the way to climb the free spoke. So scaling the spoke costs energy, entering the spoke costs condition, if you don't get it right. So, if plus 25 cryo is the best one we can get on a fully positive one, which would be this, I'm pretty sure. No, it's the one below. Oh, hold on. Which one is it? It's not the bar, is it? Oh, it is the bar. Okay, so the bar gives us plus 25. Dragos's yard, 16, but it means yard clearance goes up, which is not what we want if we want to do winter light. And then the shipyard, we're very close on that one, but I don't know if it actually gives us it gives us yard hand on a positive, but it's an endure, so it's -1 away, and it's danger. Alright, now we do have a 2 and a 3 dice, which might be useful for these ones down here. Hunter is currently at 2 of 6. We want to save the Habitage agents so we can get the double rewards from them, I think. So Solheim node takes 1. Oh, right. So, I misunderstood this. I thought that you had to match the dice within +1 range. So for this one it would be 1 or a 2, but it's actually a 1 or a 3, because that's what the interface skill is giving me. It's giving me another choice, another shot at it. So I can put my 3 dice in here. Alright, well, we'll save that for now because there might be another one to look for. Another Habitage agent, Yatagan agent, and a keynode. This keynode, again, does 3. Okay, so is the keynode better than the Solheim node? What do the agents take? 1 or 3. Okay, so I'm only going to be able to do 1 of these, most likely. Alright. Solheim node is for Feng. The keynode gives us encrypted keys, which we already have 2 of, so we don't really need more. So if we go back to Solheim for Feng, which is this one, we can deliver some data. We need 3 in total. He will pay you well for any Solheim data you dredge up. So in that case, if you get cryo out of it, then yeah, go for Solheim. Okay, so I'm trying to select. There we go. Alright, so I need to put my 3 dice in here. Bypass. We got 5 cryo, which is nice. We got some Solheim data. So we will trade that Solheim data to Feng. So we'll do this, start the action. This one. Plus 15 cryo, neutral outcome, scoping the systems. Okay. Okay. And then one more time. Feng found something in his last batch of data and he's very excited to tell you about it. So let's talk to Feng. As you enter the bay, Feng is nowhere to be seen. The banks of servers and machines blink out of the dark in staccato rhythms, unseeing eyes of the station's digital ghosts. Shitheads! Feng's voice echoes from behind a stack, followed by the hammer of a fist on a metal casing. These snaky shitheads. Who's snaky? Sleeper! Feng's smiling head pops out from behind a stack. Just the emulated consciousness I've been eager to see. Come back here. You pick your way between the thrumming stacks, trying not to trip on the loose bundle of cables that blanket the dark floor. Feng is sat in front of a set of monitors mounted to a stack. Tell me, Sleeper, what do you see here? Feng waves the monitor to his side, glowing with pale lists of information. You lean in closer, looking for the links in the data. The table seems to be filled with personal information, names, genders, dates, ID numbers, all the markers of institutional records. So it's people. People, yes, but whose people? Well, it have to be Solheim. Bingo. He taps the terminal. I pulled these from the old data you brought in, all employees of the Eye's original owners, and... He leans past you and scrolls the list down. This is a snaky shithead. He stabs at the screen with a finger. The name reads Hardin Hurst. Friend of yours? Who's Hardin? That, says Feng, giving you a sideways look, is the thing. He drags a stool out beside him and motions for you to sit. There just so happens to be a Hardin Hurst in Havenage. He waits for your reaction. In Havenage? Are you sure? In Havenage? That's it. He's right here on the station now. Feng leans back in his chair. Just think about it. Decades ago, Hardin worked on the station as a... Feng leans across to look at the monitor. Senior Strategic Operations Executive. Feng raises his eyebrows at you. Our Hardin was keeping the money coming in for Solheim. He defined priority growth initiatives by making sure the extractors they contracted out to were hooked into a system that outsourced all the risk and kept the profit. I did press the A button. I'll try it again. There we go. Good old Hardin shuttled thousands of Palladium Rush workers into an infrastructure which meant that the cut of the work they did went straight back into Solheim. How do you know this? I grew up here, Sleeper. This is my history. I am a child of the collapse. Feng turns back to his screen, staring hard at the strings of code flickering by. Before I was born, my parents were Solheim contractors. They ate in Solheim canteens, worked on Solheim ships. They breathed Solheim air and slept in Solheim beds. Feng's voice rises as he speaks, his hands fists on the terminal edge. And the work that paid for that existence, the cycles of hard extraction out in the belt, Solheim took their cut. This was a company town, so to speak, and my parents were just another in the long line of freelance contractors willing to risk their lives for a shot at anything other than poverty, disposable. This guy, stabbing at Hardin once again with his finger, strategized all that, did the sums, and then somehow, thousands and thousands of cycles later, is still going, still here, crawling in the walls like some shithead snake. He survived the revolution. Surely it can't be him, but how? These guys, they were big time. There's a lot of money you can get you if you're a company man. Feng relaxes a little, but how is Hardin still kicking? I really don't know. He turns to you and smiles, so we are going to go find out. Hardin is now a big shot in the shipyards, just a few degrees back around the eye from here. Feng brings up a map of the lower eye. Havenage may be born out of Erlin's revolutionary seal, but a flat hierarchy it is not. Hardin happened to float to the top. Feng zooms in on the far yards. Feng grimaces. The thing is, I don't have access to those systems. The shipyard crew is pretty paranoid and they don't like anyone from systems digging around in their stuff. Plus, we need more than just the name of a Solheim executive. We need proof. Feng holds up a thumbnail-sized drive. That's where this little creation of mine comes in. I call it a ripper worm. He turns the drive between his fingers. It'll rip through any digital storage and spin out a silken thread of filtered data. This one is set on the scent of Hardin Hurst. He hands it over. Getting into the compound might be tricky. Feng puts a hand on your shoulder. But you, however, have a particular knack for remote access. Feng grins. If you can extract yourself a Havenage cipher from a Havenage agent, they sometimes carry them among their data caches. You can crack open the compound's network and slot the worm in it through any open port. You never even need to go near the shipyards. So, what do you say? Up for it? What's in it for me? Rooting out a corrupt snake not enough? Find the information and I'll start work on that tracker of yours. Feng scratches at his chin. Anything the worm gets, it'll send it back here to me. There's something wrong here, and I aim to get to the rotten core of it. You leave Feng, digging through data among the wires and machines of the old station. As you walk out, you try to imagine the Eye as it once was, a vast machine running smooth and strong, directed by people like Hardin. A vast Solheim-built machine into which thousands poured from the surrogate systems, looking for a new life. The hope of a better future, engineered to line someone else's pockets. It's an idea you are intimately familiar with. You think of Hardin still alive, still part of this place, and wonder if the past is ever truly past. Alright, so we got a bit of money. I do need the energy, so let's go ahead and do Emphis' stall, and this will be the last thing for him. Start the action. There we go. We are now a fungus fan. Okay. Emphis. Sleeper! Emphis calls out to you, a booming voice that echoes through the corridor. Tell me a story. He throws a handful of chopped mushrooms into his wok, the fire leaping up to meet the oil. I see you, cycle in, cycle out, but we never speak. Tell me a story. What kind? Any kind. He pauses to drizzle something from a plastic bottle into the wok. But one of yours, he looks up at you. Nothing stolen. You pause, the spices rich in your nostrils, and think about the kind of story you'd like to tell Emphis. You look at Emphis, the listener, and imagine he has heard it all before. Perhaps he would enjoy a strange story, something with some spice. Tell a ghost story, tell him about your dreams. Well, he said one of our stories, so we have to tell him about our story. Tell him about your dreams. All the sleepers, you tell Emphis, had dreams. Some were simple, memories left over from the emulation process that had become tangled up in their minds and would come out when they slept. It wasn't rare to hear a sleeper in the dorm scream or cry out in the night. But your dreams, those grey skeletal afterimages of systems and structures, of threads and patterns, weren't like the others. They weren't memories or nightmares, they were reflections of reality, distorted, yes, but somehow true. You learned back then to keep quiet about them, to let them flow through your mind like water. That was until now, until you arrived in this place. Now your dreams colonize your waking life, they slip behind your eyelids with every blink, and now you understand they aren't dreams at all, but some process of interfacing, of speaking, of living in another world that flows through this one like smoke through air. You tell him that you do not know if there is a reason for your dreams. Perhaps, you reason, it is just some side effect, or particularly quality of the frame you inhabit. But whatever it is a gift, and you hope to make use of it. Emphis finishes cooking and squints a little at you. Sleeper, he smiles, you are quite the storyteller. He eyes you, and you realize that he is trying to gauge how honest you have been in your story. Emphis passes you the meal he has cooked, and you take it gracefully. As you eat, he talks, a natural exchange. Thank you, Sleeper. He looks around at the empty market. But my time is done for today. I do not want to keep you longer, so I will make a proposal. He gestures to the plastic boxes of ingredients stacked behind his stall. These are good enough for most, but someone told me a story that made me think a couple of cycles ago. They said that across the gap in the Greenway, fresh mushrooms grow. Have you heard this? No. Neither had I, but I trust the one who told me. Emphis begins packing up his things. Can you bring me some? I cannot cross the gap and I worry about leaving my things behind. He smiles. I am sure a storyteller like you could handle the trip. I will prepare them for you, and if you wish to tell it, be the audience for another story. Agreed. Good, booms Emphis. Then I'll wait for you to bring them. Emphis slides his wok away and straightens up. I will prepare a recipe then, Sleeper. Good luck with your foraging. You turn away and walk back into the main market, the rich taste of Emphis' food still lingering in your mouth. Stories for food, you think, a trade that seems more than fair. Okay. So this is just resetting. Order fungus. Girole fricassee. Emphis wants to make this old recipe. He'll need 3 handles of girole caps, fresh and firm. And our energy is maxed out. So that might have been one of those things that you have to do it optimally. It might have been save it until you're very low on energy to do that. Okay. So now we're in a bit of a dilemma. I can't do the haggle over prices, but I also can't afford the ship mine fragments. There's nothing else I can do without those ship mine fragments. That's the main thing. So in other cases, the Ort Fabricator. Yeah, the Ort Exchange, so we get more money. Well, the more money would be nice, plus 19. It's a bit risky, but we will guarantee it, I'm pretty sure, with a 6 dice. We don't have any scrap. I'm pretty sure we don't, at least. Stabilizer, yeah. So there's nothing we can do there for now. Now, Dragos's yard. We could intuit the winter light ++, but also yard clearance is the negative. It's got a history to it. I don't know if that gives us more cryo. Cryo is the thing that's limiting us at the moment. Let's see. If I were to do this, for example, I wonder. Let's try and see what a negative outcome is on this. So it's going to be negative, or at least neutral. So I'm expecting to lose condition, but I'm hoping yard hand will still go up. So let's try it. No, it didn't do anything. Minus condition. Okay, so you have to use something better than that. Okay, well the two dice wasn't going to be used for anything today anyway, so we'll try that. This should be fine. At minimum, it'll be neutral, so we'll get +1 yard hand. And we got 5 cryo. Nice. Lem and Mina and unit assembly. Alright, who's Lem and Mina? From the walkway, the sidereal horizon looks impossibly vast, a landscape of plating and frames. All along her flanks, torches flicker, drones maneuver, arc lights glint. The sense of scale of industry is both stunning and strangely unsettling. She's quite beautiful, I think. Lem and Mina. You turn to see a figure a little way down the walkway, leaning at the railing. He is thin, ragged, his work gear poorly fitting and loose. The torches of the sidereal horizon flicker in his eyes as he turns to you. Lem, he leans back from the rail, revealing a child standing beside him, staring at the ship. And this is Mina, he adds with a smile. Hi, Mina. She stares and tucks herself behind Lem, who dutifully picks her up. She's a little slow to trust, aren't you, Mina? She buries her face in the folds of his overalls. Mina looks out from Lem's chest, a dark brown eye twinkling among the rough material. You working on her, then? Lem asks eagerly, gesturing to the vast ship. Or just admiring? He shifts Mina's weight to the other arm. Working, admiring, neither. Working, I guess. Me too, me too. He flashes a Havenage pass. I knew it just to look at you. I mean, he stumbles a little over his words, not wanting to be misunderstood. I mean, you look like a worker. She's Mina's and my ticket out of this place. Our escape vector, so to speak. The ship? How? I mean, the ship is obvious. How? You haven't heard? Anyone who takes a Havenage contract on the sidereal horizon will be entered into a draw for the transit support crew. He smiles. We won't get to sleep the journey through, but a couple of decades of service will be nothing for me and Mina if it means landfall on a new world. He winks. Transit support? Decades? It's a long trip. He straightens up, stretching his back. That's a colony ship, friend. The Sealess Foundation is sending thousands of people to settle a system well outside the reach of the core worlds. It'll be a totally independent colony. No surrogacy, no corporations. Why is it here? Sealess Foundation sounds crazy. What? These are both good questions. I think I need to know more about the Sealess Foundation. They are Havenage's client. Yeah, some wealthy project from the core systems. Interested in independence and self-sufficiency and all that. They hired the whole shipyard out, helped re-kit it and everything. He strokes Mina's hair. Someone else's dream, I suppose, but doesn't mean people like me and Mina can't tag along. Mina responds by pushing his hand away. Daddy, she whispers. Food. Pulling an exaggerated, grumpy face. She glances furtively at you as she plays with a set of dog tags that hang from Lem's neck. I'm just chatting a little, Meanie. Give Daddy a sec. He turns back to you and you suddenly notice how tired he looks. I'm not on the Havenage crew yet, but I'll work my way in. You can do it too, friend. We have to stick together. He smiles a little shakily and you wonder how long he'd been working to break into the official shipyard crew. Yeah, maybe. I'm working on it for sure. I'm working on it. He looks out the sidereal horizon as if trying to pull energy from those flickering torches from the vast hull. We've got to hard out, okay? You aren't quite sure if he's talking to you. That's how it works. While he stares out, Mina catches your eye curiously. You agree, Mina? She straightens up and meets your eye. Daddy loves me. She says it stubbornly, daring you to question her. Lem smiles and lifts Mina. That's it, we hold on. He smiles sheepishly at you. We're just a couple of softies, isn't that right, Mina? He sets her down, standing by his side, and she clings to his leg. Gotta go feed this one. He pats her back. Maybe see you on a shift, huh? He turns and they walk down the walkway, away from the shipyard. You see them talking, and then a moment later, Mina turns around and stops. See you, robot! Her shout echoes down the walkway, and she flashes you a parting smile before running to catch up with Lem. You watch them a little before you turn back to the impossible skill of the sidereal horizon. A ticket out. I wonder whether saying robot is actually a slur in this context. Thank you, Mina.